Welcome to Mori. I'm here with Montech. Koma will join us in a bit. And
Yeah, hello everyone.
yes, what are my latest with? Blame fit about the animes from 2002, 2003, and 2007. So basically, from 2003 was like the ONA that goes like goes over the manga, but it's pretty experimental and also pretty short, like 4 or 5 minutes an episode. And didn't have the highest budget, but it came the closest to the manga basically. But the fan base was not that happy with it because it was not the highest quality. So they wanted to do a movie. They worked for like 10 years in 2007, and we got then some two shorts on 2007 for Blame. They have no dialogue at all, and like yeah, but I put all the info from the links I collected over the years, like interviews, original Blame Net site, which I originally found a couple of weeks back, or like I thought that was completely gone, but it wasn't. So I just had to dig a little deeper, and then there we go. There I got it. So yeah,
Okay.
how's it going with you?
Uh, I cannot comment much on Blame. The only thing that I am related to Blame was when I read a couple of chapters of the
Mm.
original manga after like PewDiePie
Yeah, yeah.
introduced. Yeah, I think there was like a big influx of new people introduced to Blame. Is it
Mm.
Blame or Blam? I don't even know how to
It's
pronounce it.
Blum because the Japanese don't know the sound fix for Blum, so they made it Blame. That's why it's in English on the Japanese volumes always Blame and not Blum, but it's Blum by the sound of the gun, basically. But you just don't know it. He explained to like an interview from 2003 or something like that, and that's why it is that way.
Uh-huh. So it's like the sound that this like ultra powerful pistol is like doing of the main
Yeah,
character.
yeah, yeah,
Ah,
yeah.
okay.
The Japanese don't know that, so they made it Blame. But that makes no sense for the manga.
It sounds more mysterious, I guess.
Yeah, kind of. You know, yeah. Well, if you know that tidbit, then actually you know what the manga is about. But it's pretty easy to
I
get.
like as far as I'm aware what the manga is about, it's like I don't know, like it gave me very similar vibes to there's this animation with two girls who were living in a post-apocalyptic
Girls Last
world.
Tour.
Yes, and
Yeah,
it gave me like very similar vibes. The environment of Blame to Girls Last Tour. It was like,
yeah.
yeah,
I
but like,
mean, what?
yeah,
I mean, it was inspired by Blame. The author is a big fan of Blame, so that's why the whole thing is mega structures all around, two girls that just explore with no life inside. Yeah.
then it makes sense. Yeah, because yeah, it definitely feels like someone borrowed from someone. So now I know who.
Mm.
Uh, as for like I really liked Blame's architecture. Like the
Mm-hmm.
world itself is very mysterious and like very
Yeah.
weirdly. In some areas, it even reminded me of when in Berserk, Guts goes into like this meet the five hand or how they're called, like this
Yeah.
weird environment which makes no geometrical sense. So sometimes Blame also gave me those types of vibes.
Yeah, true. I mean, Blame is basically just mecha structure made by the builders that's just on autopilot and just keep building forever because the humans lost the connect and lost the power over the city. So thanks to a virus, so they just build forever.
Oh,
And
spoilers! Spoilers!
yeah, big spoilers. Wow.
I didn't never heard about that though.
I
But
mean,
yeah,
it's
it's
not
not
a real spoiler. It's like beginning. It's like Blame 101, really. It's not that big.
okay.
I
Okay, I
mean,
had no idea.
it can show you like the last page of Blame, but it wouldn't make any sense. You could just think, oh, this is the beginning of Blame. Like it doesn't really matter what I show you. You have
It
to
needs to
the
be
manga.
connected.
Yeah, yeah. You have to reread it over and over to really to get what the fuck is going on. Basically, there's just it's just a manga that never explains anything to you. You are
But
dropped into this world and you're just experiencing what these people are experiencing. Only they know a little bit more than you do.
but it's like it eventually makes sense, right? It's not like it's
I
like
mean,
just goes
yeah,
on.
no, it's not completely uncoherent, but it's like if you read enough, then you get then you get what the story is about, and the rest of the story. If you go along, you get the general plot, the general idea of it, and if you want to delve deeper and get everything out of it, then yeah, you go through a few hoops to get it basically, or and read interviews obviously, and then the art book, some notes he left behind for it and get a bit more news. And then you have one volume called Noise as a prequel to Blame in the same universe, and that explains also a bit more, but not that much. Then you got two short stories set after Blame, after Keely has done his thing. So yeah,
Okay. And what
that's
was the
basically
reasoning of the creator of Blam
it.
to portray all of the story without using much of dialogue at all?
Well, basically, he was an architect. He was a student of architecture, but it didn't work out for him. So he went to his second love, that was manga. So he started with that. He started like in 1995 on a short called Blame, and it's like Blame without uh, the the sign behind it. And that was basically going around like 50 pages of a cop, also called Killy, just going around getting criminals basically. And then in 1979, he started Blame. And why everything is the way it is basically from his uh, from the environment he was. He was also for a bit in New York, and in New York is also a lot of tall buildings, a lot of stuff. So he looked out through the window, saw that, and put it in. And also other influences like some like Mobius or like Basinski, etc., etc. And his own mindset of like not wanting have a huge fear for his life, huge fear for dying. So that's why his characters are always immortal or almost immortal, and that's why Kiri can handle so much all the time. And
Really?
he was an introvert, so he didn't want to meet a lot of people. So that's why there's not a lot of people in his manga, and it's just kind of lonely in the manga. So that's basically why the whole thing is the way it is, basically. And the rest is just, especially in the beginning, is just whatever he thought of, he just drew in the thing. And then later on, it got more often steady thing going. In the beginning, it was just like whatever he came up with.
So basically, like Blam would be like him representing his strengths, right? As
Yeah,
well as
basically.
possible. Yeah,
Yeah,
so
yeah,
because he's an introvert, an architecture student,
yeah,
so basically everything that he knew the best was basically Blam.
yeah, yeah, yeah. In
Huh.
the beginning, it was, yeah, yeah. It was this. He also loved manga before that, and he was always, getting into manga. So he was also an assistant for a while for another mangaka. It's also had the same name, Tsutomu. So yeah, that's how he started basically, and later on he just made Abra, Biomecha, Sidonia, etc., 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 and just went on till now.
And
And
and how did your fascination start with the entire Blam
well,
thing?
I knew from Blame already, like in 2015 or something. I knew already about him, but was never interested. Till I saw PewDiePie's video of why I'm so embarrassed.
Really?
Basically, yeah,
Okay.
the anime video that he talked about, and at the end he was talking about Blame. I was like, huh, that's interesting. So I went to a local store here, bought the first Master Edition, and from there I became just buying the manga world was printing, getting Abra, getting Biomecha, getting everything basically. And now I have a huge collection of NIE and just collecting everything, looking for everything. So that's how that all started, basically.
Koma
Hi
joined
guys.
us. Hi.
Yeah. What's up?
Zip, zip.
Uh,
We're
we
talking
were
about
discussing about Blam,
oh,
how we got introduced to it, and like the background, why the creator basically did it the way he did.
Mm-hmm.
yeah. It was by I started with PewDiePie's video that he talked about his anime, and obviously the video later talking about Blame itself and why it's his favorite manga. I mean, he even used it still, and he's like he put a few videos up, one with him drawing for like 10 days or 100 days or something like that, and he was using Blame as reference material sometimes for it. So yeah, I don't know. It's kind of fun. But yeah, now we're all here. Tower Dungeon is finally dropped. Chapter 5 today. I just cropped it out, put the whole thing on Discord. So that's pretty nice.
Hmm.
And yeah, I mean, we get a bit more plot about the whole dragon situation, all that kind of stuff. Maybe we can pull some chapters up. It just did it, so it's just like it didn't have, I did not post it anywhere else. So yeah, and also some manga info news about Tezuka's Phoenix being reprinted again in English, and Clone Generic Romance getting an anime adaptation from the manga After the Rain manga series. So yeah, that's pretty good. For the rest, like yeah, it's basically what's going on at the moment. But how's it going with you?
Mm. Yeah, I've seen that rumor about the anime of Kowloon Generic Romance, right?
Yeah.
Made by the same author who did After the Rain.
Mm.
After the Rain was a nice series to watch. I mean, something slightly different from your usual romance series. I mean, the pretext is of a romance anime, but in reality, it's not much about the romance because I mean we have these characters who have this huge age gap, and their story doesn't go in a predictable way. Like it's more like about the teenager girl who basically injured herself during, if I remember correctly, her club activities, and then she met this guy in his 40s who is like the manager of this family restaurant, and she is
Oh, ugly bastard!
And Pierre, oh no.
yeah, but it doesn't go that way. Basically, like she feels fascinated by this guy for whatever reason. Like, I mean, you have seen the anime, I guess, or you are.
No, only trailers and that kind of stuff. Never really got into it, and I
I
knew about
mean,
it. But
it's
yeah.
a nice series. It's nothing that I would call breathtaking or um, that changed the animation industry. It's a fine
Mm.
series to watch, and but
That-
the issue is that the manga is has an ending, and the anime is like something.
Open
Uh,
ended.
yeah, it has an open ending. It's different from the original series, so
uh-huh.
uh, that is.
Can you
Hmm?
can you tell me more about her injury? Or what type of injury are we talking about?
She did like sports. She was in maybe, if I remember correctly, because I've read this manga many years ago. Actually, she was doing tracking, field tracking. I think that is the name of the sport. She was that discipline when you run you are the faster in your school at running. Um, Field track, maybe that is the name. I don't know precisely, don't remember. Basically, she injured herself and some drama, and she ended up eating at that family restaurant. She met this guy and then decided to looking for a job there.
So
Like
after the injury, she was not able to run as fast.
she sort of quit the club, even though her best friend who, if I remember correctly, was also a member of the club. She was against it, but I mean the situation was that she, I mean, didn't felt like comfortable in returning to run again. And basically, she find out at this place. She met with this guy in his 40s, and I don't know, she looked for a job inside the dining cafe, and I
Yeah,
mean, the rest
special
is
kind of job.
yes, but it's not a series that actually goes full romance. I mean, you may look at the image right now and feel like, oh, they
Kind of
end
cute.
up together for some reason, but it's nothing like that.
So it's like a more like a family type of relationship. He's being her like almost like a father to her, like a father figure.
Not exactly like someone who she can talk to. She feels like an attraction towards him, but I mean, as you watch the series or read the manga, you find out more about him and the fact that he is like father of a child, and he is divorced from his wife. And I mean, there are many aspects within the series. The personal story of the protagonist, the personal story of him, and how they bond together, and the
Also,
characters that are all in between. I mean, it's a fine series to watch, nothing memorable, but I mean, to wrap it up, basically there is this rumor about the new series that is currently being serialized from the same author. That is like the setting is in Kowloon, which is this place within China that it used to
yeah,
be
the walled city.
the whole city, and now I don't know. That is maybe more romance, but I haven't read it personally. So if an anime really truly gets produced, may look and watch it. I mean, the art is certainly something that
Oh yeah,
stands out. I mean,
cute
even
girl.
just
Wait. So the name itself has Kowloon Generic Romance.
Yeah,
yeah,
it's set
Okay.
in the city of Kowloon, like a really dense city,
The
like in
walled
China.
city of Kowloon, yeah, like the one in China, where it was
Yeah,
like the densest place on Earth
yeah,
by
yeah.
yeah,
population.
Basically,
yeah, basically, yeah.
Show some images of that city. It's like incredible how people crammed were in that. It's
yeah,
insane.
yeah.
Basically, basically that there was like a small plot of land which didn't no official like laws apply to it, and
Yeah, it was a
everyone.
village at one point that called Walled, and then it just became worse and worse and worse and worse. More companies came in, just built on top, on top, on top of
Yeah,
stuff.
basically it was like a way to avoid taxation, a way
Yeah,
to avoid certain laws, and because of that, like a lot of people were attracted to this place.
yeah,
So there were like a lot of
yeah. A lot of dentists. They also
unlicensed
came in.
dentists. Yeah,
Crime activity. Yeah, it's something you
yeah.
want to explore when it was still going on. Nowadays, it's just a park, and only the original temple that was in the city itself is still up. But
To
you
be
know,
honest, it's such a shame that this place was not preserved because it was so unique. Like nothing ever like it happened.
no,
I it's kind of sad, but I think there's like some like place like some levels of it, kinda. that you
Yeah,
can.
yeah, yeah. I mean, and the people were not even that mad about it living there. They were just used to it at that point. It was just like living their life from day to day. It was a
Yeah,
hard life, but not the most impossible one.
but like if our viewers have seen like how people are living in places such as like Hong Kong or like Singapore, where it's like also very difficult to get a living space, like everything is
Mm.
very small.
Yeah, you
So
get
this is
like
even worse. This
game
was even
meter or
worse.
something like that.
Yeah. Man.
That bad.
So Kowloon, generic love story, right?
Yeah,
Generic romance.
Generic romance. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's basically
So
a
it's
cyber story,
so
kind
it's
of.
happening in this city.
Yeah,
yeah.
Interesting. And like, is it like actually like in the 90s?
yeah,
Like
yeah. It's
what?
set in the 90s. Only like a bit of an old 90s thing, basically. It's
Or
just an
the
old
80s. I don't
timeline.
remember when. I mean, when was Kowloon demolished? Actually,
End of the 90s or something like
1993 or
that. 96
1994.
or something. 97, something like that.
94 apparently.
Yeah,
Between 93
easy.
and 94. And
Hmm.
I don't know, since I haven't started reading it, maybe it could be nice to see even the historical aspects and maybe how it was demolished and all sort of stuff. If,
Yeah, I really hope it's not the case that like it's like Kowloon generic romance, but it's like the romance is the main thing. Like the city is not a character
No,
of
no,
that
no. The
I
story.
doubt
city
it.
is more in the
I,
background. It just serves as like a standpoint for the manga, and then just goes on from there. Basically, it's just not about the city. Oh, I would like that though, but
I mean, the fact that the setting is that makes the series stand out. I mean, I don't know since I haven't read it yet, but if I was in the shoes of the author, I would make the most out of it and do some research. And I mean, she probably has done quite a lot of research about Kowloon, and maybe
mm,
she portrayed that within the manga. It could be a good
yeah, yeah, yeah.
reason to read it, to start it.
I mean, it was like also a lot of games also took it over for like Call of Duty, for instance, had a game that's set into it. And other games also had Stray, for instance. The cat game even was like based on Kowloon World City with like its huge structures, and it goes on and on like
I
that.
see.
Hmm. I'm going through a couple of chapters right now of it to check
Yeah.
it out, and it's kind of like keeping in tone of it, but it's like the environment is a little bit too clean.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, yeah, yeah. I
But
mean,
I will
if it was
give it
still
a
me, that's a
read.
different story, obviously, altogether. Then he knows how to do those kind of landscapes, or like QSIDA, for instance, also has that kind of style and those kind of cities. So they probably could probably pull it off. But it's not for like every author that could literally pull the same thing off and just gave the same feel of a city, for instance.
Hmm. Okay, but I'll give it a read. I can see like a lot of people really liked it. It's like 8.75 on Manga Dex, so it should be
Hmm.
pretty good.
Yeah, I saw it also in Italy when I was there. All the volumes, and it's also been printed in English now. So I saw them in local stores. So
But like this looks like old school manga. Is it old school or is it recent?
no, no, it's just a few years old or something like that. It's not
Yeah,
Really?
old.
And why what was the reasoning to go on such a like a old school style type of manga?
I
No,
mean,
no clue
personal
really.
choices maybe, but I mean, it stands out more that way, I guess.
I mean,
Also,
respect to the guy. I'll read it
also
for that just alone.
Also, the author is someone who started doing manga not that long ago. I mean, you are not talking about someone who started in the 80s or something. She's quite young, if I remember correctly. So
She?
I think
You-
she's a female author.
Oh, okay, okay.
Oh.
Damn. That this is getting more and more like unusual. I like that.
Yeah, yeah. It's. I mean, yeah, it's something. It's something. Obviously.
I mean, she's 40 now, so and she actually did just after the rain before this and another short manga, Hiromon, between
Mm.
2013 and 14. So yeah, she is pretty new to this um, field of work. I mean, she's not super green, but I mean,
She's still quite new comparatively to different mangakas.
yeah, of course. I
She's new.
mean, she started basically in the early tens. So
Yeah, okay, okay. So yeah. By the way, the manga I was reading Under Ninja, right?
the
Uh,
Minetaro Mochizuki, maybe. You don't remember if he was the owner?
it's like
Yeah, yeah.
the same guy who made like
I'm here.
I Am Hero. Yeah.
Ah, no,
Oh
no.
boy, I dropped it.
Hang on a
Oh, was
tower.
it not any good?
I
No.
mean, like I went to the latest chapters because it's still ongoing, but I just did it so I could just like rest my case that it's not getting any better. It's just
Oh,
like the same thing that happened with the other manga. It's the same thing happening with this one.
oh.
It's so Jover. So
It's just
it's
getting in a loop. Huh?
yeah. It's oh god, stop.
Okay. Yeah, maybe I
It's
will
my
check out.
opinion. It's just my opinion. Maybe some will
See.
enjoy. It's just getting
Yeah.
too into conspiracy theories to me.
Just getting a bit too, getting a bit 5G type of.
Definitely. Oh, by the way, remember like that music video, right? That I
Mm,
restored
yeah,
and uploaded
brand new
to,
day.
yeah, a brand new day. I managed to get like a Japanese person to translate the lyrics, like hoping that will assist my
Searching
search
for.
for it. Yeah, yeah. So the problem is like this song, like many Japanese songs, have a lot of English in it. But the
Mm.
thing is, like that English is so broken that we cannot decide what she's saying.
Oh, it's that kind of English. Okay.
Yeah, it's English, I guess. So yeah, but basically,
Can
it's
also
pretty
dance.
much. I mean, yeah, it's nothing like too surprising. Like I didn't like expect to like at one point he mistranslated it a little bit, right? And it started sounding way darker than I thought it was. And I got like excited. Oh my god, maybe this is like a mysterious lost media. Uh,
Mm.
nah, mistranslation. Sadly, it's just like an uplifting song about like finding your own way, not thinking what others think
Yeah,
of
with
you.
dancing and just getting up in the world, etc.
Yeah. There was quite a lot of like emphasis on like not listening to what others are telling you, like what you should do.
No,
So
mom, I can do it
yeah,
myself. I don't need you.
yeah, but like hmm, it's weird. In some cases, it's like, eh. But yeah, now I'll try to like search using the Japanese. I
Mm.
didn't upload it like 17 years ago, dude.
No, that was just me looking for different kind of videos for it. Just a bit of research.
Yeah, nah, it's yeah. So yeah, hopefully having the lyrics will give me like some new paths to follow to find more information about it. But it seems that it's just going to be like a dead end to me,
I
especially
mean,
after I contacted Katsuka and now I recently reread his email again. I can even read it again.
no.
It doesn't seem that there's going to be more information.
But you did find a guy from 4C that wanted to be anonymous that said like he was surprised that it even got finished and put out.
So that's
But
the email I'm talking about.
oh, that's the
I didn't
music.
contact him directly. The Katsuka, like the French, uh, like magazine
News,
writer.
manga news, anime news.
Yeah, so what I got is like Brand New Day remains a mystery. The version hosted on Katsuka is the only version available on the internet. I downloaded this version from YouTube where this music video was uploaded only one time in 2009 and quickly removed by anonymous uploader. Uh,
Mm,
the only version available hosted on YouTube, I think Akatsuka, is in really bad quality, unfortunately, as you saw. So no upscales can be done properly. I can inform the release of both the music video and the song was cancelled. That's why it remains a mystery. Someone from
mm,
Studio 4C confirmed that to me. I can't tell you who told that. I can't tell you who told me, but he was really surprised that a finished version of this music video was published on internet because he thought that the music video was never finished. Mark.
mm.
So
I
I don't know.
mean,
It's like bizarre that someone finished it then.
yeah, I guess they were just working too long on it and just wanted to finish it and it's just put it out somewhere, just there not to be their work just in
But
vain,
that
basically.
but that means it was canceled before it was finished, but someone was like stubborn enough to like finish it into some kind of a complete product and just post it on the internet apparently.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess. I mean, for cancelled stuff for music, it's not really surprising because a lot of pop artists that been cancelled that have either had a boyfriend or some kind of thing and just been trying to be scrapped from the internet. Basically, just all the commercials that they were in, getting censored, their face being censored or cropped out, or all kinds of stuff. So they just go through a real big process just to get get rid of you, basically.
Hmm.
If you do something like getting a boyfriend, do some crime, etc., etc., and just like maybe that's the same case as like the artist itself,
Maybe.
you
Maybe,
know.
but it's like so difficult to get like any information because of the language barrier. Like
Mm,
this could have happened like I don't know because like this music was probably recorded way before 2001 or probably like in 2000 or 2 1999.
mm-hmm.
So if there was like a scandal, right, it should have I don't know. It's bizarre. I it's that's why it's so intriguing to me because I don't have the answers and I have so many
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
questions.
You want to have the answers. Yeah, 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 yeah. I get it. I get it.
Yeah,
I
so
mean, I mean, maybe somebody gets one day comes forward from like, oh yeah, I made this, and we have finally have the rights on it or something like that. Some magical miracle you can have, but eh.
what are like what are other like anime mysteries that are on the web? I mean,
Mm,
like Saki-san no Bashu. At this point, we probably all agree that
yeah, no,
it's
that's
just a
probably
myth.
fake. It's just
Yeah,
like
yeah.
made up.
But like, what are other like things that are probably true but are lost media in anime? Do you guys know of any?
I mean,
Mm,
yeah, rental anime, like anime that's just put on a rental DVD, on a rental VHS, and just never put online, never scanned in, and those things are just stuck
I mean,
somewhere. Like Ken
we talked
Law
about
made a
something like
video.
this before, if you remember, Mars, like that Eroguro manga that
Ah, yeah, that one.
supposedly came out sometimes like in 2006 or something. But the publishing house was like this catchy company. They did something that was illegal. Maybe they were sued by the authors they published because they didn't pay any royalties to them after, I don't know, the time that they were supposed to, I guess. And I mean, I don't know, everything is so shady. And but apparently they announced this Eroguro manga called Beauty Labyrinth of Razors by Junayami, and they delayed the release for years. And
Hmm.
apparently, at some point, they said that they were not allowed to print it because the content was so extreme, so wild. no printing company accepted to print this book. And so at some point they decided to release it um, in ebook file on their site, and it was so weird that we also showed screenshots from the Internet Archive of this publisher's site page, where they said that this ebook was 100% printable with the latest at the time printing technology or something like that. But then again,
What kind of printing technology can be like the latest tech?
I don't know, but basically, at some point they released it that way, or so they say, and it disappeared after like maybe 1 month or not much longer than that. And only the page for the other manga release they did prior, which was a book from Sueiro Maru, another Eroguro artist. And that book was actually printed and it's possible to buy now. I mean, used, of course, because not many copies were printed. Apparently, it goes for, I don't know, a few $100 USD now. And I mean, the editing also was shit for what I've seen, because there are scans. You can go on MangaDex and look it up. I mean, like, I don't know, if you search for Sueiro Maruo, you will find it. I don't remember the title right now. But basically, that is the only apparently legit manga published by this company. But this other manga is a mystery, because we do not know if somebody actually bought this digital edition for, like, back when they claimed it was available. And apparently, at some point later, many years or later, someone posted a listing on eBay for a printed copy that apparently was the sixth, maybe, or the seventh copy of 69 print run.
Hey.
And another copy was never sold on eBay ever since, and we do not know. I mean, for all we know, that is a bootleg copy, because the original publisher never actually printed the book themselves. They only
So he bought the online one and then
our
printed
guess is that somebody got the file at some point when it was possible to get it, and later they printed the series in 69 volumes, limited, very limited, because I mean 69. And I mean, there are still people out there who are looking forward to get their hands on this book, but I don't know.
What's the name again of it?
Beauty Labyrinth of Razors. I think that was the name of.
Yeah, we did a video on it.
We did a video. I mean, we should maybe do another. I don't know, not a podcast, but something more structured. Like, because nobody on the internet actually talks too much about this shit. Like, if you look,
it's
on Reddit about this,
too much, because it's a bit too much for YouTube to handle, basically.
I mean, this one is so niche.
Well, it got my attention because I'm probably going to be done with a brand new day and I need a new target.
I mean, it's probably a dead end for you, because we also try to dig as much as possible. But I mean, the only thing that we have found is another site that maybe it's still around, and it's about this publishing house who supposedly released this ebook of this manga. And they basically, I mean, all the story about the scam, how they tricked the authors and they never paid what they owned to them, and basically the CEO of the company fled to Thailand to evade getting arrested or something like that.
But we know the author of this manga, right?
Yeah, Ayami Jun, or Jun Ayami.
Has anyone tried to contact him about it?
I don't know. I mean, I tried to contact. I mean, I don't know if he's on Twitter even. I mean, we should ask him maybe through another source, because some of his books were um, released in French and in Italian as well. So maybe someone can reach out to him and ask about this
If
whole
you have a guy
thing.
living in Japan, that is.
I mean,
I mean, I have a contact in Japan. Maybe I would be able to do something about it.
mm,
Uh,
That would help.
yeah, we should just go directly to the source. I think that's the best way.
maybe,
I
but
mean, yeah. I mean, if nobody
maybe
else is able
not
to,
even he know if this digital edition was ever actually available. I don't know. Maybe he got a rumor of this, but that's about
I
it.
mean, as
I
an
mean,
author, he has the drawings probably somewhere.
yeah, of
yeah,
course,
it's also a question of like if he wants to talk, if he's alive, etc.,
he's
etc.
alive. He's alive.
Oh, he's alive. Okay. That's
At least that. At least we
Well,
know that.
basically the same book that apparently came out in somewhere during the 2000s in English, came out here in Italy last year, at the end of last year. Labirinto delle Rasoie is the title we got for it, but it's the same shit. And years back was released. It was released in French, so the author is alive and well, apparently. So all that's left is find an excuse and the means to reach out to him and ask about this stuff. But I mean, maybe with an interview, it would be cool to interview him. But I mean, for us, that
it's a
would.
long shot, but they can
I
try.
mean, like an interview down, like we would need like an interpreter.
Oh yeah, definitely, because it
Yeah.
doesn't speak English. I think
Majority doesn't do that, no.
no.
But yeah, anyway, Montech, have you been going through my NIE site list? It also has a lot of different blogs, Japanese blogs. You said last time that you didn't have a lot of
The list of the. Yeah, I have not. I looked over it a little bit, right? But no, it's like very extensive.
yeah.
And I had other things on my head.
Uh,
But yeah,
no, it can
so
be interesting
tell me
research.
what's it about? What's it about? Like, is it like sources?
The list is basically everything on the air that I ever could find. Basically, it's like all his interviews, all his projects he worked on through the years, articles, you name it. It has it basically. Newest manga, oldest manga, my own scans of interviews, anime, reviews from other people, like self prints of noise, for instance, different fairs, manga that's never been translated, so like 3 pages, for instance, here from NIE, on a Gundam story he never finished that got cancelled before it even really began. Still need to have more info on that, but
Damn, it's
again,
I know. I don't know if it's like a fan or stalker at this point.
I consider myself more an EA nerd than a real
Yeah.
stalker. I'm not that up.
Yeah, like if a person is famous enough, you're not a stalker anymore. You're a fan.
Yeah, sure,
Yeah, exactly. That's the
Yeah,
difference.
that's it.
Unless
That's
you
the
show,
point.
unless you don't want to show at his house, like ringing the bell or something like that.
Like, oh, hey, when's the new chapter coming out, buddy?
Yeah. I have a few ideas.
Cheers. Listen to me.
Oh my.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's like he hasn't posted anything on Twitter or wherever, like years at this point. Just made his new manga. Also, no new interviews since like 2019, for instance. So I've been just looking for old websites.
I do wonder, right? Like mangakas, right, and
Mm.
like in animation studios, like those main people, how much famous, like how much fame do they experience in Japan? Is it like in the West, where like if you're like I don't know, famous, right? You cannot get rid of
Mm,
the fans following
mm.
you, or
I
is it like
mean,
this behavior completely different in Japan?
in Japan, they're more reclusive. They're more going to themselves and not going after you. It's more like it also depends like how well known your face is. For instance, like there's enough mangaka that never shown their face in public, so nobody knows about them, or people that know about them probably ask for their autographs sometimes. But I don't think it's gonna be that kind of notoriety. It's not a YouTuber, for instance, or a film star, or like in music, for instance. They just make the manga. That's about it. I mean, there probably are stalkers for them, and they get death threats online from people
I
because
think the
some characters are in
best
bikinis
place,
kind of
I
stuff.
think the best place to meet them, right? These mangakas would probably be there's like manga expos, right, where they promote
Mm.
their
Oh yeah.
mangas, new ones that are going to
Comic
be
cats, for
released.
instance.
Yeah, I think that would be like the best place to like meet some of them.
Yeah. When they publish, sometimes they'll publish their own little magazines, for instance, like with a couple of short stories or drawings or something like that. Yeah, they do that. Like a manga of like what's that anime called? The pink-haired girl that just goes spasm and just glitches out of reality. Basically, what was it?
Do you know how little that narrows it down?
Yeah, I know, but it's anime. I know lots of weird shits in there, but yeah, that kind of stuff. Yeah, it's also been publicly online, but no, it's not like a movie star or anything like that. I'm like, I think they get enough rest from their fans, basically in general. But like, if you have like a guy like One Piece and he goes out and yeah, he probably gets recognized by a lot of people, obviously. But like
Mm-mm.
EA, there's only Nia fans basically. He also has some kind of notoriety, but yeah, or like, you know, and other manga just never experience that because they never show their face. So yeah, or people say that they have a photo of him, but it's not. It's some kind of singer from like QSA that did Dora Doro. There's like a mall. There's a picture of her, but that's not actually a singer because there's never been a source for her on Pearl Line where it came from, what it is, where they can show that. It's really easy. Eh, do let me see.
Uh-huh.
To the mall. Yeah. And then
There's
art.
no official photo.
No, of the manga. Nope. Let me see the manga. Come on. Give
It's
me
kind of
a
hard to believe that there's like so little like contact between the West and Japan. Like even though like anime is so huge in the West, but the communication between Japan and the West is just
non exist.
incredibly still complicated.
Even directors of like famous anime studios didn't even know that their own anime are really known in Japan. When they had an interview with like Joey the Anime Man, for instance, they told him that they barely even knew that their own anime are being really popular in other countries because they're like 60 years, 70 years old, and they're just like in their own studio and nothing else. So that's why
Mhm.
they uh, be like that.
So as for the Beauty Labyrinth of Razors, right?
Mm.
You guys already did some research about it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Okay,
He
uh,
and an Italian friend that we had on the podcast did
uh,
some new research on it.
we should definitely like Mars. We should definitely make a proper video about that. I'm interested. I'm willing to do that.
Yeah, we had a guy, an Italian YouTuber that made a video about it. you can also watch it in with subtitles, so I can link that. Somebody can. Koma, do you have the video? I mean, I'm subscribed.
You have to look for Al Dukri. Let me look it up. 1 second. All right.
Anyway, here's the singing.
Yeah, yeah, guys, definitely. Yeah,
Definitely the manga.
yeah. Jesus. I mean, a random person from Japan would be more accurate than this.
Yeah, it just clearly looks like she's singing. You know, like since like 2011, people have been like photobombing this, like, oh no, it's so great, it is the mangaka, etc., etc., etc. But nobody has ever put a source of it or anything. So it's like, yeah, no. And there was like another guy on a Comic Con that had a picture with her or something shit like that, but tweet is long gone. But I still have the photo though. Printed out. We use it for some project.
But okay, the question about the author, Jun Hayami, right? The person
Yeah.
who wrote,
Yeah.
made this labyrinth. As far as I'm understanding, it's like a collection of that person's work, right?
I mean, kind of, maybe.
Okay.
I mean,
Okay.
there are other works, like other stories made by him that have been translated into English. They've been available for quite some time, because the first time I came across his manga was like 10 years ago or more. There used to be a site entirely dedicated to this genre of manga, Eroguro, which is this extreme stuff about, I don't know, women getting raped, like slaughtered and stuff
It's
like that.
basically body horror.
Body
Yeah.
horror, yeah, but with also the sexual aspects and the rape,
Of sexual aspect.
of course.
I would imagine it's like something like
I mean,
Genocyber, but
Genocide way.
porn.
it's porn, but the main aspect is not porn, and it's not like you jerk off on something
It's
like
horror.
this. I mean, somebody maybe jerks off on something like this, but it's more about the violence itself.
Oh, Ocardi is no more. God damn it.
Oh, damn it.
Yeah, damn it, you.
I must talk to him, and if he can.
So this video doesn't exist anymore either.
It doesn't exist anymore. I mean, it exists.
A lost media, amazing.
Yeah,
it's
it keeps
impossible.
on on bullshit.
How many layers deeper can we go? Incredible.
I mean, we still have the video. We still have my video though.
We need to
this.
do something ourselves.
Yeah.
And
But yeah, like Mars, Koma, like I'm willing to do this. I'm actually willing to spend my time on it. I even willing to edit it, right? But like, yeah, we can. If you guys are interested,
yeah, we
I'm
can
serious about it.
organize ourselves like on Discord and all the material, the screenshots, the links.
Mars, are you interested?
Yeah, why not? I mean, it's interesting. Some new mystery.
I mean, I wanted to do this myself because you don't know. Maybe if we post this on Reddit, somebody may know more about the history of this lost media, and they may have it, the file of the book that we still don't know if it was real or not.
I will apply my knowledge that I gained from Brand New Day on this. If that doesn't bring nothing on the internet, well.
Yeah, we need to look for the man himself, Junayami, and ask him if he knows
hunt
something.
Him down. Live in his walls for a week and.
For all we know, this was just maybe somebody imported the book to the US and they scanned it and made the ebook without him knowing. Completely bootleg pirate release, but we do not know.
We should call him like in the middle of the night. It's like. Yeah, definitely a great way to get information. Okay, so my time is up. I'll leave you to continue the podcast,
Yeah, sure,
but
man.
I'll actually start digging into this
Nice.
manga. It got me interested.
All right, then.
Good
See
to
you
have
next
you.
time.
See ya.
See ya.
See ya.
Okay. Didn't know that this guy's YouTube channel was also gone. God damn it.
Yeah, maybe because he got pissed off by something. Occasionally that happens, and
Uh,
I mean, he lost interest, and he returns every now and then and makes
uh,
more stuff, and then he disappears again. I mean, we
he
can
disappears into the night.
ask him to join us maybe for this thing. I mean, he probably
Yeah.
have nothing against it.
No, no, no. I mean, probably should have downloaded a video, but oh well. We got this video, my video at least, with the guy in it. So at
Yeah, but
least
also,
something.
but I think that doing a video in English is more important.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
With the script and everything
Yeah,
done
in Italian
properly,
is a bit
because
difficult to
if we,
obtain altogether.
because this is not the sort of thing that we can do like out of the blue without preparing ourselves properly,
Mm.
knowing everything that we are going to say, and we need to organize better to do something worthwhile that remains on the internet. And
Yeah, it was just like just to show it off and just have a taste of it, basically.
yeah, for us back then it was just an argument to talk something to talk about for
Yeah,
that
yeah, yeah, yeah.
episode of the podcast, but it would be better for us to do something better maybe, and
Mm.
may like let people know about it more, and maybe reach out somebody who knows more.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, Quincy Song reviews probably, that
I
guy
mean,
actually
yeah, I
quite
think, I mean, the first time I spoke to somebody about this was on his Discord server, but then again, there is this guy there who wants to get his hands on this book. He calls it an unholy grail for a
well.
collector. So if he doesn't know anything,
Then
after all
nobody does.
those years, still the situation is that. I mean, but
But
who
I
knows?
wouldn't.
It's better to do something, everything we can in order to find.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah. I mean, maybe we'll find some extra info about it that we didn't know before. You
I
mean you
mean,
never
it would be
know.
nice to talk to the actual person behind the publishing company, even if they are hiding themselves in Thailand or somewhere else in the world. It, I mean, the email account is still functional as so far.
Yeah.
I mean, as far as I've been, because I I went on the Internet Archive to look up and dig info about them, and there inside the site you could see all the email links to contact the publishing company. And I've tried to email them, and I never got an email uh, back that said, "Oh, this email address is not available; it doesn't work anymore." You know, I don't know if you ever stumble upon a dead email address, but if
Oh
you
yeah.
try to
Yeah, yeah. I have
write
my fair share.
if you try to write to an expired email address, you will receive right away an email saying that the address you have tried to send the message to is doesn't exist anymore. The fact
Yeah,
that I
yeah, yeah.
haven't
I know.
received anything back is proof that the address is still functional, but it's probably, I don't know, uh, lost. I mean, the
Mm.
person behind the publishing company either doesn't access it anymore, or he saw the message but ignore it on purpose. I don't know.
Yeah, I
Maybe.
mean, at the same kind of thing with this thing, like a CD that I found a few years ago on an auction site. The seller said to me that it was sold, that probably was inspired by NIE, which also contains an email from like a sort of company that houses different artists, sometimes to
And
be
the email
created.
address is still working, like it's not dead, but you never got any reply.
I mean,
correct?
I never tried it. I
I
still
mean,
have the email
I mean, if
address.
you
It was
try, you
based
can
on
see
this thing, which is really
if you,
small. But
I see. If you try to message to send email, if you receive a reply, uh, an automatic reply saying that the email address you have tried to send a message to doesn't
doesn't
work
exist.
anymore, it means that it's dead. But if nothing happens, it means that it's still functional. But who knows
Hmm.
if somebody um, can or will see it
Yeah, yeah,
or
yeah,
wants
yeah.
to reply to you.
Hmm.
Anything is possible in that
Hmm.
case, which
Hmm.
is the case with this publishing company that apparently doesn't exist anymore.
No, 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 because this,
I
because they
mean, you can
fucking
find
done.
on a flea market somewhere in the UK or in the United States all the books about that is all there is about.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I mean, one time I sent an email to like a radio studio that mm, that once did an interview with Nie, like in like the early 2000s, like 2001 or something like that,
Mhm.
because for an interview, but they never responded back, so that email still worked, but I guess they had no interest, or just, I'm just some rando that asks something that's obscure and nobody knows about it, so that was
Yeah,
directly
I
on a dead
mean,
end. But,
for all we know, the server that is hosting that email address is still operational somewhere, maybe in some basement or abandoned building, but nobody is checking out anymore after all these years.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Anything is
yeah,
possible.
yeah, yeah, yeah. True, true, true. Oh well, we'll see. At least
I
we
mean,
get. He has a new mystery to uncover, or at least some new info to get about it. I don't really know much about it. I mean, we can't really show any panels, but I said that
I
before,
mean, we can
obviously.
prepare something. We can censor pages and
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
something
yeah.
like
Or
that.
just
I
show
mean, there
some
are
art or
scans
something.
available, and I can also get the volume itself before we do the video for the video, or
Mm-hmm.
ask my friend who destroyed the channel
God damn it.
to do this for us. But I don't know. I mean, I also need to contact him in regards of his channel
Mm,
because it's weird that he did. Uh,
that's gone again.
I mean, all there's left is Shuzo Oshimi video probably.
Mm.
So we have seen that movie last time,
Mm-hmm.
the sci-fi movie about sexuality. I mean, I called it.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
What was the name and the title?
Dorsals. Name, what's it called again?
We both forgot the title.
Cat. Wait, I can look this up. Let me look this up.
Let's see. Movie night.
Zordos. Yeah, of course. Yes, yes. The gun is good. The penis is evil.
Yeah, yeah.
With goddamn James Bond in it, the first Bond. Ah man, what an
I mean, that movie was something straight out from the 70s, basically
yeah, yeah. He was like the 70s incarnated.
incarnated like
Love, peace, sex, lots of goddamn sex.
the kind of movie you are better watching when you are high. You have
Oh
just
yeah,
smoked
I'm
some
completely
cocaine
hyper. It's
or
completely gone from this earth.
yeah, it was like something
It's just
mm,
like a trip,
fun to
basically.
watch, I guess.
Mm.
I mean, I didn't like. I mean, you don't watch it specifically for the sci-fi aspect, maybe, or
I
too much.
mean, no, you watch it just for the weird shit that happens and all the comedy. I mean, even the wizard from it was from was from Monty Python, for instance. I don't know his name again, but you know what I mean. That kind of humor. But yeah, it's like the whole movie just goes on and on and on and on about this guy just trying getting into his community holding him, all kinds of mind tricks, etc., 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 and it just goes on and on and on. You can't even the head's not even that long in the movie either. It's just like just the beginning and that's it.
I see. Yeah, and basically, and also the style, like it's something that we will never see again, probably.
No, no, those are typically a 70s thing to be just completely go nuts with it. Basically, just freedom, peace, sex, and just be yeah.
So, something else to talk about, and I don't know, have you read something about apart from?
I've been watching Dungeon in Meshi, Delicious in Dungeon, basically.
Mhm.
Basically, in a fantasy world where a couple of adventurers go into a dungeon and eating the monsters, killing them, and trying to make different recipes from them, and just
Dungeons Food, basically the name.
yeah, basically. And they try to rescue the leader's little sister that's been eaten by a dragon and tries to kill the dragon and resurrect the little sister. And that's the going the plot right now. It's pretty nice so far. Some uh, nice little stories going around. Some cute elves sometimes and other stuff. I'm like at episode 2 at the moment, so I don't know. I have a good time with it.
I mean, the manga was complete. Like the final run was it ended in 2023. So the anime now is yeah, it came out
Still
after
not
the ending
finished. It's
of the
like
manga.
24 episodes at the moment, or like at episode 8, I think. So it'll take some time to really finish
I mean,
it
it's
all.
Studio Trigger, so it's nice to watch. I mean, the art, the animation are decent, I guess, because it's done by them.
Yeah, I watched it. I knew about the manga before, so it's on Reddit all the time, just popping up pages or memes or whatnot from the elf getting every chapter dumber and dumber, for instance, which is normally a character that's like the smartest, the most beautiful, etc., etc., etc. But here's it's just a bit different this time around.
I mean, I've seen this manga on my local bookstore shelves for quite some time because it started many years ago, like in 2014, and after it was serialized in Harta, I think, Enter Brain, like Bright Stories, the same
Mm.
publishing house. And I don't know if you are familiar with Kaoru Mori. I mean, I guess you are. The one
Yeah.
who did Hema also. I mean, the art is like, one of the best art you can find in manga as far as backgrounds and details. I mean,
Yeah, like the author really knows what to do with color. Like you see with these covers for like the manga all the time. And I saw also like a short clip of like what was it? This girl fighting against some water demon or something that was also high
I
quality.
mean, the fact
Picture.
that it's about food, it puts puts the series different in a different spot compared to other cliche fantasy series about the
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You
hero
get.
who needs to defeat this demon lord or this
Oh
evil
yeah, it's
king.
like every story ever, basically.
Yeah, this is something different at least.
Like yeah, it still has a bit of drama, but that's like the side dish, basically, literally, and it's just about the food, the friendship, and just going around and just killing some monsters and eating them. And it also has a lot of comedy, and it's like, you know, everybody's making fan art of her because elves, And also getting back to one of the OGs, the Lotus record of Lotus War, for instance.
Oh yeah,
And,
that is a classic
they're
series.
also
I
getting
mean,
back to that, making fan art with this, and then you have a couple of others like Farron from the Beyond, or like from After the Beyond, or something like that. Like an elf that's been going with her party, but just they keep dying after like years and years, and she's the only one that's alive, and the whole story just surrounds around that. Also an elf again. Like you have like a gaming elf or something like that in like modern day Japan, living in a temple, but there's no taco really, etc., etc., etc. And it's just a lot of stories with elves in their main cast, basically.
I see. I mean, what are other fantasy series that are worth watching now? Like Frieren, for example.
Yeah, for you and one we just mentioned, Dungeon Meshi.
Yeah. I mean, apparently
Otaku
elves are
Elves.
more
Yeah.
popular now than they have been for years after years.
Mm. Yeah, something else that's at the top than just your average isekai anime.
Yeah, at the very least, we are not getting another isekai where we have a loser coming from our world going into a fantasy world where he is like this hero or something. That is,
Yeah. I'm only have like a couple of the like worth watching, like Overlord or like ReZero or like Konosuba, for instance. That's funny, but
Konosuba
that's
is
about where it ends,
a
really.
comedy anime. At the very least, it's different because you don't take it seriously
No,
from the
it's just
beginning.
no, it's just the spoofs and the guy and the laughs, and that's about it. It's not really as a serious story or whatnot, so you don't have to take it so goddamn serious. I mean, with ReZero, that's the case, but you're more invested into it, and obviously the more you know the first isekais that ever came out. What's the guy's name again?
I mean, the first one could
Tensei.
be very, very old actually because it's been, I mean, properly called isekai, maybe Sword and Art Online, perhaps.
Yeah, around that time it really got that name,
I
and then like in
mean,
the
there
80s
used
and
to
90s, it
be
just didn't have
other
really enough.
series about people going from the real world to a fantasy world before, like Escaflowne from the late 90s, I think, was one of
Yeah.
them. But to like people started talking about the isekai genre after Sword Art Online came out, and it never stopped ever since. Like Sword Art Online is still quite a popular series even to this day.
Hmm.
I don't know. Also, that is and ReZero are more than 10 years old. I think. I mean, maybe not ReZero, but Sword Art Online came out
Oh yeah,
in
that's from like
2012, maybe, and
yeah.
now it's more than it's 12 years old, basically the anime at least. So it's getting old. It's getting quite old actually. I wouldn't call it vintage. I would still fairly modern if you consider we still have something like the OG Gundam anime. But ugh, I mean, to me, anime as a medium looks stagnant now. I mean, you don't see another revolution on like the
No, I
artistic
mean,
aspect. I mean, you get all those anime series that are maybe done in the same way they have been made for the past 10 years maybe. Like
mm,
anime hasn't changed that much in the last 10 years, so as far as I can see. But
yeah, like every year more and more anime gets released, so it's like difficult to get something revolutionary or just something really new. Like
I mean,
like
basically,
the
you
last.
get the new anime who is basically taking the place of the previous one that was similar to the new one, and the cycle goes on and goes on. If you
Mm,
pick like your generic rom-com or HERM now. It's the same kind of stuff you could get 10 years before, but for younger people who are now watching anime for the first time, and to them that show is the first type of RM or rom-com they have
Yeah, yeah,
ever
just get
seen. But
reintroduced constantly.
to us it's the same thing over and over and over, and that is also part of the reason why I have got tired of watching new anime series or
Yeah,
following
you could really
anime
dive into
seasonals
shit.
like I used to before. I used to watch like not many anime every single season, but at least 4 or 5 picks every season. I used to
Mm,
watch up till the pandemic. Then I grew tired of watching anime seasonals and sort of quit. Now I watch anime that I never watched before, anime that I lost track of over the years, like stuff from the early to mid 2000s. I finished watching Argento Soma, that anime from 2001, or no,
I
2000, 2001. It's actually a decent anime, even if I first call it an Evangelion knockoff, because it's clearly something that derived from Neo Genesis Evangelion, but the ending was satisfaction. I was satisfied by the ending,
mm,
but still, it didn't made up the fact that for like almost 20 episodes it was just it lasted too long, in my opinion. They could have
mm,
made the series way shorter and easier to enjoy. Unfortunately, it didn't age well, but it was a good anime to watch. And now I am watching Kamichu, which is a slice of life anime about
mm,
this girl who became a god in this town. It has yokai stuff. It has
mm,
uh, like cute girls doing cute things like K-On! Back in the day, but with all these yokai and divinities, and she's also a god. I don't know. It's cute, and people forgot about it. Apparently, I mean,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
after all these years, because it came out in 2005, so it's
Mm.
almost 20 years old now. But it's old up really well. The production values are decent in this series. I don't know. It's too early for me to recommend it because I am just 2 episodes uh, within the series. But after I finish it, I can probably say more and if I recommend it or not.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, I watched like, I mean, I don't watch that many animes nowadays. I mean, back in the day, I just watched like every new episode of a series, but never really finished it. And then I got burned out over that. Then I got back into it with like Steins Gate, and then I was just kind of like going back and forth with like the 80s, 90s, and now just kind of deep diving into seasonals and whatnot just to find something interesting and watch that, and just skip the rest of the shit that's not really catching my eye, like stuff like kind of the new Trigun anime, or like, Delicious in Dungeon, etc., etc., etc. Those kinds of anime that kind of interest me. Just
I mean,
and then
how is the new Trigun compared to the old one, the OG one?
I mean, it's fully 3D, but I mean, they do a good job of it. It's not choppy
I mean,
or
it looks
anything. I
so
mean,
different compared to the original anime
oh
series.
yeah, the whole story is just being retold. Basically, it just has original characters into it.
I don't even know how different the original anime was compared to the manga.
I
And
mean, for the anime, for the original anime, it got an original ending because the manga was not
yeah,
finished.
it was still ongoing.
At the time it was being made. So back in the day, so they had an original ending. And with this anime, they're trying to get the whole story together. I mean, you basically have your whole story, but just a bit jumbled together. It follows the same characters, the same dramas, the same kind of beginning, but characters are left out and just being reworked in season two. So basically, how the original series ended. Um, with the girls from being reporters to going to I don't know what they became accountants again. No, they were first as not lifeguards. But you get what I mean. They just
Yeah, yeah.
changed it up altogether. They just switched it around a lot of the roles that they had. But I don't know. I had a good time with it. And like, it had some good music. The animation was not too bad. Action could do it well. Had lots of positive feedback from a lot of fans. But still, I miss some things from the original anime, obviously, that were not in the modern one. Same for the opening, for instance, or like.
Oh, yeah. The opening is one of the things that stands out more about the original series.
Yeah, that really sells it. Obviously, the whole atmosphere and the whole action and everything that's going on. And in the new series is way more dramatic. It's like it's way more serious than the original anime. There's like lots of comedy not in there that is in the was in the original series.
I mean,
So
without
that's really
having
good.
read the original manga, I cannot say if that is good or bad. It could be bad because if the manga also had some comedy within it, then you lost it with this
I
new
mean, the new series.
adaptation.
Yeah, I mean, this new series also has some comedy in it, but I mean, it's not bad. It's not overbearing all the damn time, but it has a lot more of it basically. But
Ah,
it's not overbearing or something. I recommend it. I mean, I've seen way worse than that. I mean, it's nothing. It's not something like
the Berserk anime series, perhaps.
or like Chargeman Ken, for instance, or like that kind of stuff that's just like nonsensical at that point from the anime from the 70s where Kenny Laurel once made a video about, and yeah, the kind of anime or X Arm or like other anime that we talked about in the past. Yeah, I mean, I also watched a video on like a guy that went through some animes from the 60s. Some anime that were just not that well known. Like the one anime that you're watching now with like yokai and a witch. It's like actually there's like an anime that like also set in like modern Japan or like modern Japan of like 2001, two or something like that. That a girl from goes from the countryside to the city and just has these slice of life stories as a witch trying to solve all kinds of cases. Oh, seems like kind of good to watch or like some other video. Wait, maybe I can look that up real quick. Let me see. Go to YouTube or something. Hmm. Oh yeah, and I also watched Metropolis yesterday in the cinema. Man, it was
Oh, yeah, you have this beautiful cinema where you can watch all sort of good stuff in there.
mm
You are
Yeah, and
lucky.
a festival that does a movie once per month in a small cinema. And
So,
yeah. I mean, visually, it's a really good movie. Music also really worked. I mean, Ultimo is working on it, etc., etc. But the characters are pretty bland, actually. And I watched it the second time. They didn't really do much at all. I mean, Dima was, a cute cyber girl, but beyond that, not really much personality at all. But like, I don't know, I had a good time with it though. It's more like an visual spectacle than anything else, for that matter.
I see.
But yeah, next time they're gonna do what was it again? Like about the atomic bomb from like the 80s. where they show that whole process of going through what happened when it happened and after it happened, basically.
What is the title?
What's the title again? Fuck.
If you don't remember, it doesn't matter.
No, yeah. Been looking this up first, and then we're gonna look that up, I guess. But where is it? Here. The greatest anime was made in 1969. Yeah, that's it. Also had an whole history of like looking up different old obscure anime over time. Yeah. Like he made, yeah, works mentioned is Kinotori, Somebody's Dreamers. Yeah, Somebody's Dreams. Some Days Dreamers too. Sorry, yeah, that was a slice of life. It was kind of, let me think about your story. Yeah, it is. It's like in second. It's kind of based on a game where like there was another anime about it. It's like a slice of life. Like it's basically also it also uses pictures for its animations. It's just slice into having for the atmosphere, but I don't know. It's like it does a pretty good job with like telling the stories and telling like different things of like growing up and etc. Like I don't know. It's kind of like Hime. Yeah.
Hmm. I mean, the art is something that I recognize actually.
Yeah.
Looks familiar to me.
Hmm.
Illustrated by Kumichi Yoshizuki,
Hmm.
if that is the same.
I
It's
mean, yeah, there
from
was two.
2003,
Yeah, there were two different versions on it. I don't know if it was from a game
2008. Hmm.
or just in a manga or something or another, but I don't know.
Mao Tsukai ni Taizetsu na Koto Natsu no Sora. Right?
Mm,
Yeah. I mean, I am not familiar with this anime. It looks nice though. Cute at least.
yeah, I can send a video in the chat or something. Can you check that out?
All right.
So,
So, what else? You have been looking for more NEA stuff, I guess, even this week.
yeah, been. Oh yeah,
What about
finally.
what about the site that also has a section about this podcast that somebody made recently?
Oh no, yeah, that was my side. Yeah, I worked. We worked on that. It was apparently it was live for a while, but then they didn't even know it was live because nothing changed, and he didn't even tell me, so they didn't know. So that came on live
Are you
a
going
week
to? I
ago.
mean, you guys are going to update it, make more stuff inside
Yeah.
some content.
It's currently being worked on, but thanks to some errors, the background and the title here are gone for some
You
reason.
needed to go to the bottom page and, I mean, click on some. There is a button somewhere in the bottom, and maybe you can show. I don't know. I mean, there are our faces. I mean, or avatars.
I mean, well, I made some when I updated some plugins for the website, some errors popped up, and then the site
Let
became
me,
like this. For instance, like all the pages have lost their backgrounds.
you need to check to press on the night mode.
Oh no, that doesn't do anything. That's just a small change that doesn't change the background or anything. That was not mapped to that.
I mean, without
So
pressing it, I cannot see the background on Firefox or Chrome. When I press it, I get the background and
yeah,
everything else.
weird.
I don't know if it does the same to you. I mean, yes, that.
Yeah. Oh, for some pages does that. Huh, interesting. Okay, I didn't know that.
I mean,
Huh, okay, but yeah. In any case, we got some
if you
errors.
go on the home page and you click that, it's going to appear. If you click
Hmm.
home and then there, the moon.
What
Yes,
the fuck?
yeah.
It's weird.
At least you can see the background now.
Yeah, that's weird. Okay.
I mean, the first time
Yeah,
you click,
still wrong though all the way, but I mean,
you can troubleshoot it hopefully.
god damn it. Yeah, but yeah, thanks to some updates to plugin that got some errors, the whole thing just disappeared. With the title, for instance, we can't change that anymore. We can change it back or change it to something else. So apparently, we're gonna go back to
Back to
doing that.
square one.
For instance, here at the bottom, it's like wrongly put in, but yeah, I mean, it's basically the. You mean if you wanted, really wanted the background, then yeah, there you go. There's the background, I guess. But anyway, now that problem is kind of solved, I guess. The whole site is just basically like all the sites that I found through the years. Like here, are all the interviews that I have, an answer and question thing. Like for instance, info that we have, and like are all the near Arnie's universe is connected, uh, safeguards, etc., etc., etc. So it's just this little site I've been working on for like the past 1.5 years or something like that, or maybe a bit longer. And yeah, I mean, yeah, it's also going over like on the podcast, some of the videos I made.
You need to manually update the podcast page, or the video gets out automatically.
No, I just added these my best videos, I guess, to the site. Maybe I can just add if I've some more videos. I think, oh yeah, those are good to this,
All right, I
and
see.
add them to them. But I don't know. Probably have to get back to the other guy that Pacific that also worked on this. That I guess turning on a light night and day mode will bring back the fucking background for some weird fucking reason.
Yeah,
But
it's
yeah,
weird.
I mean, it's a small, fun little site. I'm like nobody has made the site anymore in like years for now. Like everything is on Reddit or something like that,
Yeah,
on
it's nice
Twitter.
to have something like this, though. It
Yeah,
could
just some
be.
small place that just says everything that people have found through the years.
I
So
mean, the site looks modern to, as far as I'm concerned. And I mean, the structure, the layout.
yeah, we had a different team for it, but that didn't work on my end. And I thought when it went live, it wouldn't work for other people. So we changed it to this. But yeah, maybe down the line we get a more older version. At least that's what I want, like the early 2000s sites, for instance. But yeah, who knows? I mean,
I
you have to.
mean, it's fine the way it is. Maybe with the
Yeah,
image that displays correctly without having to press the light mode or.
yeah. I mean, it did before, but then just like
Yeah, the
thanks
first
to.
time that I have watched this, that I click on the site when you showed it to us on Discord, it was fine. I mean, I didn't have
Yeah,
to look,
yeah, yeah.
but just the next day or something like that, it had this bug that you have to click on the light mode. I don't know why,
Hmm.
but it is what it is.
I mean, I just found it out
I mean,
by this, but
at least you have this site online. Everyone
yeah,
can
yeah, yeah. And I
access
have
to
all the links, obviously, just on my dock and on Reddit and whatnot,
it.
so I can just
I really
grab a
like the
pet.
site Tam did for Yokohama Kaidashi Kiko. You have been there. Is fun site for Yokohama, which is like an old fanzine. I mean, there
Yeah.
is not much stuff inside the site, too much info, but it has all the essential info somebody needs. It's a nice little site to browse, I guess.
Yeah, I've seen it on the Discord before. Yeah, that's a fun site. Usually this fandom has some fan sites than just a few Reddit posts and a Discord and whatnot.
Alpha.cafe is the name.
Hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Manga dot cafe.
No, no,
No.
no. Alpha,
Oh.
Alpha, like Cafe Alpha from Yokohama
Okay.
Kaidashi.
Yeah. Okay. Dot alpha cafe alpha.
Alpha, yeah.
Never mind.
No, no, no. Delete manga. Alpha.cafe.
Uh. Okay.
I will post the link in case.
Yeah. Better. Yeah.
All right. In chat if you want to click on it.
Ye- There we go. Yeah, yeah, no, it's a fun little site. It looks way more professional than my site, but it was built from the ground up, obviously, by somebody that
I
actually
mean,
knows
your
what.
site is fine, actually.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It looks fine. It's like a
I mean,
lot of
this is the kind
tweaking
of
to.
project that I would like to see more often for an anime or manga or anything, basically, even a fan site for an author, even not just a manga artist, but also a comic artist or a movie director. I mean, like back in the day, there used to be
Mm.
all those sites made by fans. Oh, this is Danger Square collection, an old picture of it. Now it's way bigger than it is now. I
Yeah.
mean, this was before the English release was available, came out. And also, speaking of
Yeah,
the English release, it's only one volume left. I mean, this month came out, or next month,
yeah. I have the latest volume. It came out
volume
this week.
4 is coming out. It will come out quite soon, actually. I have
Volume
it.
4? Yeah, I already have them on.
It came out already.
Yeah,
I
I
have
have them
ordered it, and it's going to take a while for me to get it because I
on.
get it from an Italian site. But
Mm,
so now only one left, and we will get the whole series available in English for the
nice.
first time after so many years. And
Mhm.
I'm going to reread it, of course, from
Mhm.
volume 1 to volume 5, which is volume 10 for the Japanese edition.
Mhm.
Then I don't know. But getting back to NIE, is all his stuff available in English? I mean, we have got
Except Gekwan,
um,
everything is in English.
Blam is still in print, or there are
And
volumes
off and
missing.
on, sometimes it
I,
is, and sometimes it's not. I guess on this point it's not. And
I
Abra
wonder if I need to
also
get
not.
the Italian
Deutsch is.
rainbow edition for Blam or not.
Ah, that one.
Do you like it, or you just
I
do
mean,
you?
I've
It's
seen it
weird.
in Italy, the whole thing, and I know a guy on the other server that also has it, but doesn't really like the rainbow style on it, so he wanted
I
to
do not
change
like
it
it myself.
with another edition. But
The previous edition was nicer. It was smaller, but
Mhm.
nicer. It was all black. So the deluxe edition, it was called in Italian. I
Yeah,
don't know.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, like the latest edition that came out was Noise, like last year, in a small hardcover. I don't know why they didn't make
And
an
Knights of
moss.
Sidonia is still available in English as well.
Sidonia, yeah, yeah, that's the master edition is still available. I think it's still there.
And all that's left is like Kaina, maybe because even Aposim
Kinda,
was
and
released.
Blame Gekwan and so on. That's like from his older one-shot stories. Has still to come out, and kinda then, but yeah, kinda was never illustrated by him. But it was
I mean,
announced that it
it
would come
counts
out. But
as one of Nihei series, though, I guess, because
yeah, yeah,
it's
yeah, yeah.
behind the
It's still a
writing.
story, obviously.
So one day or another, it will come out in English as well, probably.
Yeah, well, it will take some time, but I mean, Italy already has volume two, so
Yeah, I don't know why we are getting all sorts of stuff from Nihei. Apparently, I don't. I wouldn't be surprised if they were going to invite him somewhere in the future as a guest again.
I
Here,
mean, he was in the past, in like 2015 or something like that, at
yeah,
the
but
biggest.
it was like almost 10 years ago. So
Yeah,
maybe
yeah,
now it's a
yeah.
good time for them to call him again.
Yeah, yeah, why not? I mean, he's been in France in 2019. That was the last time he come to an
I mean, if you
festival.
came to Italy again, will you come over to see him again or
I
not?
mean, if I have the opportunity to, and the money and the time, then yeah, why not? I mean,
I
fuck.
mean,
If I have the luck to
you
do
don't
that.
get to see Nihei too often, I guess, here
No,
in Europe.
no. And then this time I can ask him about Ido and BBB, how those came to be, and have some more info on that. But
I mean,
other than that. And those get be stuck for in a magazine forever. They're never getting out in English, unfortunately. With Gecko, for instance, just as a extra, because that's already been released a couple of years back, reprinted as a master edition in Japan. So yeah, yeah. Oh well. I mean, and we also have Sknit, the yellow edition, with like black and white pages. I wish the whole thing was like also in color and in black and white, just in the thing, so you could just see how the whole thing was made from the originally without the color. But I mean, yeah, we got something at least. It's like before that there was like one panel in like an interview, and just our book, some sketches, and that's it for that. So, but oh well.
I mean, we are lucky to have the art book for Nihei now still in print in Germany or in France. I don't remember.
In France, yeah, yeah, that's the latest edition from 2019. Wonder when it ever been will be released in English. I mean, it's kind of time for that. Maybe if NIE becomes like 30 years or something like that, but or like Emblem becomes 30 years or something like that. But no clue. That's kind of late for that though. But yeah, well, we'll see. We'll see. We'll see. Oh, yeah, side note, I also helped this guy for like the magazines, afternoon magazines where you could buy it cheaper. But he all, but to another side where you could buy it cheap. But he bought them all from a seller on eBay, chocolate that sells a lot obscure stuff from Japan. Oh
Hmm.
well, also fun. Yeah.
I mean, I'm looking on Amazon. Apparently, the Master Edition came out in Germany as well. Basically, every
Yeah,
single
yeah, as an
country now.
hardcover. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Also seen him. And
And I'm
also in Poland, he also came out. And came out in
in Spanish, maybe.
Spanish, yeah. And also came out in Russia. Yeah, came also out in Russia at one point in time. And even Romania. Yeah, Romania. It can also come out in Romania.
I
And
mean,
some
manga in Romania, wild.
I don't know. It's something rare that came out at one point in time. It's also in Korea. Some bootleg version also came out at
I mean, Korea,
some
they
point.
get everything basically.
I mean, yeah, yeah. It's not
They are
again.
close
It's
to
not so
Japan
weird.
and they are big into manga and stuff.
Hmm. Yeah, I mean, in the last couple of days, last couple of weeks, have been finding some other projects, some blame projects, some game projects. Going around inspired by it and by if I go to YouTube for instance and do like before double before and then the year I get like everything before the year if I type anything in, so like I don't know for that for years, so that's kind of interesting. So I also find like an old project for Biomech game project that somebody made for like university or something like that. So that's kind of fun to find and some other stuff. So I don't know. And then yeah, the new Phoenix manga was, or like a new release for the English Phoenix manga was released recently, or announced that it would be released. Phoenix.
Osamu Tezuka
Yeah,
in English. We got in Italy the complete series, I believe. How many volumes? Oh,
yeah, there's some yeah. It's an what's it again? An omnibus. Yeah, it's an omnibus. The whole thing. Yeah.
all right. Well, it's nice. I mean, that is one of the most celebrated Osamu Tezuka series.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I watched the movies from back in the day. Also, like you have like one movie, like three movies basically. One in like medieval Japan, one in space, and one in like what was the again? I don't remember. Like also really good stuff, but never put on Blu-ray or anything, or found masters of it so they can put it on Blu-ray.
All right. Any other manga, interesting manga release around the corner? I don't know.
What was new?
Let's see. And who is the most interesting publisher in English, in your opinion? I mean, your favorite publisher, Seven Seas, perhaps, because they publish Yokohama Kaidashi Kiko.
Yeah, I mean, favorite publisher. I mean, I guess I have a lot of Fizz stuff at the
Viz Media,
moment.
of course, or
And what do I have? Like obviously, the master editions for Helsing and Berserk and Blame, etc., 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 that kind of stuff. And I saw that. Oh yeah, I saw that new manga Was it Sunken Rock? Yeah, Sunken Rock came out in English. I
by
saw that
Boichi.
popular. Yeah, that was really detailed, more realistic art style. And then you have more like kind of an Lovecraft manga, not the same as Go, but more like
Watanabe.
yeah, more like an fantasy, like more like a kind of a battle manga with like Lovecraft influences in it. I don't remember. Cue Ball recommended it to him, but I don't remember the name again.
Hmm.
Mm, I have more. Have I seen a couple of best days? I've been buying this new artist. What's his name again? Let me look. Did I order? Yeah, he also is a big Nie fan, I guess. He also made like Joe. It's a German author, basically, of comics. Also makes some really detailed stuff with his art. This kind of stuff. Lots of inspired by Blame. Also just ordered that thing. Also my kind of like a Nie story. Kind of like it, like a Kili character. He also made that. Also has that on Discord somewhere. What's it called again? Uh, hmm, nice. What's the manga? Uh, mm, what's it again? Mm, well, anyway,
Hmm.
this artist is just, I don't know, it really makes some detailed art in general. You can find better pictures. Just.
Go Tanabe, perhaps.
Hmm?
Go Tanabe, perhaps.
Watanabe? No. I mean, talking about the German. Oh, no. Oh, wait, let me just grab another site altogether.
All right then.
Hey, this guy.
Oh, nice. Daniel Hake,
Einschka.
Head. Yeah, you because Dutch is closer to
Yeah, it's a
German, I
bit
guess.
easier for me.
It's easier for you to pronounce it.
Also, it's just, oh, he's a big Blame fan, so he has these lots of these mecha structures in his
I
works.
mean, the art is awesome. I mean, clearly was influenced by some Japanese author we know, we are
Mm,
familiar with.
specifically.
I mean, it's plain to see for us.
Yeah, it's really obvious, obviously, in this to see which author we mean. God damn it.
I mean, I am looking on the right side the rules for this Reddit page, and
Mm-hmm.
it's hilarious to say the least.
Mm.
I mean,
Uh,
manga collectors. What a subreddit!
oh yeah, yeah.
It used to be on the Discord server actually years
Yeah,
ago.
me too. Me too. At some point, it didn't really work out at the end, so I left it, and then I joined Arcis Toei Industries. Not long after, it was like a year on there,
I mean,
something like that. It's
it
a
got
bit too
boring.
crowded for me, basically. It's not. I don't know. It's a bit too much out there in general.
I see.
Where's the one story? God damn it. Oh well, whatever. But yeah, I recently ordered this online. He also has a Patreon altogether.
I wonder if this is going to be released in my country as well. I mean, we have
I
got
mean,
quite a bit of Euro manga actually. We have our own scene alive and well. I
yeah,
mean, I don't like. I mean, I never found a single title that was interesting enough for me to approach and read. But this one, if it was available and people um, had a good opinion of it, I could try to read.
yeah. I mean, you can buy it from the German Amazon, basically, or
I mean,
like Dutch German.
if it doesn't have text, if it's completely silent, maybe yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if that's that much text altogether. Like I read some
I
other
mean,
story from him, and
how
it
good
has.
is Google Translate with German? I wonder.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I don't know. One
It
story
can't be
didn't have.
worse than Japanese, I guess.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it didn't have that much text at all. Another story that I saw from him, but I just can't find. It's so annoying. Oh well. Uh, yeah. Well, basically. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Mm, yeah. And with Yokohama, I guess that they just I don't know fixed some of the issues that other volumes had with like all the pages being too dark and you have no clue what the fuck
Yeah,
you're
volume
looking.
one, I got the original print and the reprint was way better than the first print. So I don't know how the others are because I didn't
I
got
mean,
them. I mean,
I
I'm
know
going to
that
get them,
the
but
volume two also has the same problems, and then volume three didn't have it, and then I
the
guess
same,
volume
the
four also
exactly
doesn't
same
have.
problem, or
In volume four, it doesn't have the same problems. Like
I mean,
nothing is too dark that you can't see what the hell it is,
I
or like
mean, the first
details are
one
just.
was way too dark, way dark and darker than it should have been in the first place. You lose details altogether, and they fixed it in the reprint. But I hope that Volume Two is not as bad. If it,
Mm,
I mean, I
mm,
hope my copy is fine actually because I've
yeah, yeah,
got
yeah.
all the
Me.
volumes um, waiting for me. They need to
Hmm.
be shipped. They are in the store. I am waiting for the whole series to be published so I can get that and other stuff shipped to me and then read everything again.
Mm, mm, mm. Yeah, I also talked to the editor for this English version, and
Yeah, they used to be at the very
on the
least
Discord,
on
yeah,
the
yeah, yeah,
Discord
they
server.
used to be
They
in the
they are
Discord.
not there anymore, sadly. I don't remember
No.
even their nickname again. It was a long time ago, fortunately.
Yeah. I asked him at one point to join the podcast, but first I had to send in a friend's request, I asked, and then he unfriended me. So I guess he had no interest in joining on here. So that's unfortunate.
It was a
So,
she. I mean, I don't know. You can still try to contact them on Twitter, I guess, because they had a
yeah.
Twitter page. But I don't know if they are
They work
interested.
on
And
Discord, so I guess just does not work. It's not gonna work ever. I'm like,
I mean, fine.
yeah,
It
yeah.
is what it is.
hmm I mean, for the rest, like maybe I'm gonna invite like another game dev, like Dark Light, for instance, is like a game that I also had on my list. Let me see if we can find it real quick. Dark Light on Steam. Yeah, this is it. It's like also inspired by Blame. It's like a fantasy dungeon type deal, but then it's just in a giant mecha structure.
Hmm.
I don't know, seems small enough that they might be interested in joining one day, but I don't know if we're lucky.
I mean, it looks fine to me. It's a
Mm,
side-scrolling game.
yeah. True.
All right, it's
Mm,
been 2 hours, by the way.
yeah. We don't have much to talk about anymore. Maybe I find that manga was talking about, but oh well. Well, that was in then. Subscribe, uh, like the video and all that jazz, and see you next time.
See you next time. Bye bye.